Well, it's the most famous coaching name in the Frontier Conference, Jerome Sowers, head coach at MSU Northern in Havre. And coach, tell us who you have with you today.
Well, I have a senior wide receiver, Devin Shelton, here on my right. Devin comes from Frenchtown, Montana, and entering the fourth year. He's in a leadership position, and we expect big things out of him this year. He's really came on some at the end of last year, and we're looking forward to see what Devin looks like in his senior year. And to my left is Braden Klein. Braden Klein is a linebacker from Big Sandy, Montana. He's entering his third year, and he's playing inside linebacker. Both these guys have been leaders in the offseason and are doing a tremendous job in our program. So we're excited about the team. We've got a lot of new faces, but these two guys are certainly an important part of our mix.
Coach, tell us about some of your other top returning players back.
You know, we we have Mike Watkins returns on defense, and Mike ended the year with a game with 5 sacks. He's a tremendous edge rusher. He came to us he was a true a redshirt freshman last year, and has amped up his game, and we're looking forward to him. He's an outside linebacker edge player, and feeling strong about it. I'm sorry, Spencer Leonard's has been our cornerback for the last 3 years. He had 1 year out where he was injured, but he's entering into his senior year and has been a standout defensive back for us. We're excited about what Spencer brings. And on offense, we've got a lot of new guys in the mix. Coulter Wolstad at receiver has been a tremendous athlete for us, and we expect him to be in the mix. But there's a whole a whole slurry of guys that are new to the program that will be on our depth chart. We've only completed a couple of practices, so we don't really know exactly what role everybody's going to play, but we have quite a bit of a new slice of a look to our football program.
Coach, your thoughts on the new look, the newly expanded Frontier Conference?
Well, it's I was in the Big Sky Conference. It grew like that. It went to 13 teams, and it always adds a different mix. Sometimes it always just leads to controversy when it comes to playoffs and whatnot. It's great for the diversity of the conference, and you see conferences in today's world, they're growing larger in numbers for stability, and I think that helps us at adding the North Star Brothers to this conference is logical. It makes a lot of sense, and I think at a time when everybody's trying to find their niche in the new college football world, I think it's a good move for us, and so we're excited that there's some new opponents to play. At the same time, we're just getting used to playing the guys that we've been playing that were they're in the West Side. So our non-conference starts with a lot of playoff guys. Carroll and Western and College Idaho in the first, and Dickinson and all. That's our non-conference first four. So we're going to find out right away where we're at. And the big push right now is to getting our guys into the mold of what we're trying to do, and finessing that, get as good as we possibly can in the first game, in the first segment. But we have to be a team that continues to grow throughout the schedule. Each game we play, learn more about who we are and what we're doing. But I think we're a little more mature. We have an older team. We have more guys that have been here. And, as a transformational program like we are, development counts. And, I look at Devin here, and, he's added 30 pounds on his frame as a wide receiver. And at 230 pounds is very physical. He creates a different matchup when you look at the average cornerback. And Braden is one of the finest athletes that I've had an opportunity to coach, and I think his upside is unseen, and I'm excited to see what he does. He gets better every year. Every game he gets more experience and understanding of what we're trying to do. And I think he has an opportunity to be an outstanding leader, and not just on our team, but in our conference. I feel really strong about these two guys.
Devin, what do you like best about your football team this season?
I like the energy that we bring every day. It seems like we just want to compete and get better. Like, we're all looking towards that first game. Like, we know we got 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks, and we're going to do everything we possibly can to get ready for that and win.
Brandon, I'll ask you the same question. What do you like best about the Lights this year?
I think we're a pretty tight-knit team, and the camaraderie is there. And it's really easy to get along with all the players on our team, and so that it makes it fun to be around. So,
Brandon, is there one game that stands out on the schedule you're looking forward to?
Really looking forward to that first game. That's about it.
That's the right answer. No question about that. Coach, how good is the Frontier Conference?
I think the Frontier Conference is an outstanding conference. There's some conferences or some teams in a conference that are a lot more mature, and they've been at it for over 10 years, and that kind of continuity really plays to an advantage. Through the COVID years, maintaining a roster size, and we've been playing with a lot of freshmen against a lot of 25-year-olds, and we're anxious to see that level out a little bit. So we're as our teams got older, and the competitiveness of the Frontier Conference, hopefully we aren't playing as many 2-year COVID guys as we've been playing. During that year, we lost 42 guys that had that extra COVID year. They left the program, so we really started with true freshmen playing against a lot of older teams. So we have a lot of respect for the maturity of the conference. There's a great tradition. Coach Norris at Western is doing a great job, and he'll go across the board. There's some fine coaches, fine programs. It's very competitive, and we want to be a competitive part of that, and we haven't been. And so year 4, it's a pivot year for us. It's important that we not only demonstrate competitiveness, but we demonstrate the ability to win. And that's a learning process, and we're going to be going against the top teams early, so we're going to learn some lessons early. And we need to carry those lessons into each game. And it's going to be an interesting ending to the conference the way the schedule lays out. So we just need to stay at it each week, believe in what we're doing, get better, and then we'll see what the end of the season looks like when we're done.
Coach, how important was it for the Tillman family and having that new football field?
We are blessed to have a wonderful field. And, Chancellor Kegel has done a great job of putting together the addition, the Aurora complex that's scheduled to build. And I know that the architecture is being laid out, and it's going to be a brand new facility, and honestly will be the crown jewel of the High Line in Montana. And, the facility itself will not just facilitate football, but other sports and the general campus. And we think it'll be attractive for enrollment, be attractive to a lot of the schools on the High Line looking to compete, to hold camps, and we're going to be a different program when we have the facility in place.
Dr. Crawford.
Yes, Coach Sowers, would you tell us a little bit about your staff and any changes to your staff this season?
Just about everybody. We've got Dave Sandell's our offensive coordinator, coaching our offensive line. Dave was with us last year. We have a new quarterback coach, Joe Newman. Joe Newman joins us. He played at Wofford. He was an outstanding quarterback, all-conference player. Joe brings a level of intelligence and coaching ability. He's a great communicator. He understands the game. And I'm grandpa's age to these guys, so having some younger coaches really helps to relate with this generation. There's some things I don't understand that he has to help me with. But I really like Joe. He's a great addition to our staff. We moved Zach Brooks, who was our quarterback last year, into the coaching staff. And Zach Brooks is an intelligent player, and he helped us. We wanted to an offensive transition to change our philosophy, and he had to do a great job of leading our team through that. And so an excellent communicator. He understands the game. He's a tremendous young talent as a coach, and Zach's coaching our running backs. We added Caleb Stars, our receiver coach, and Caleb joins us. He came from Georgia, an outstanding talent, and those 4 guys are our offensive staff. And on defense, Dylan Wampler, who played for me 2 years as a linebacker, and to be honest, he's been calling our defense for 2 years as a player. And is now last year was a defensive coordinator, and again this year is his second year. He too is a young, talented coach. Now I like bringing guys into the fold that understand how we do things in our program, and so when you get coaches that understand how we're doing it, it makes a difference in the way that they communicate the message. We're all about who this football team, this program, and the way we grow and the way that we develop, and we're in it for each other. And Coach Walper does a great job in leading that. He's becoming his own D coordinator. I've been a D coordinator all my life, and I'm having to step away because I think he's better than me. So I'm really enjoying watching his growth and development. I've had a chance to add Dominic Marino. I worked with Dominic when I was at Northern Arizona. He has our D line and special teams. He worked for me for 4 years and getting him back. And he's more my age, so he gives us a little more season. We get an older guy with some wisdom on the staff, so it's good to have Dominic Marino, coaching with us. And then coaching in the secondary with me is Cooper Sudak. Cooper was at the University of Oregon, and they're a strong coaching staff. He spent 2 years there, and then he was over in Ohio for a year, and I got a chance to pick him up, and he's a great addition. So he's going to help in the secondary with me. All these guys are young guys. You'll notice we have more coaches than we've had. We're up to 9 now, and it's a growth in our program that we've needed to fundraise for, and we've got it taken care of. So I think we'll be a better staff this year. I really do.
Coach, what do you like best about MSU Northern as a school?
I love the Highline. I love the people. I'm Lakota, so the high plains are in my DNA, period. I don't mind the cold. I don't mind the hot. I love it, and I love the people that are here. They're tough people. They're people that are loyal. They're resilient, and it's the kind of character you don't see in America very much. We might be one of the last great communities that still exist, and I mean that from my heart. I've recruited all over the country. I've seen a lot of places. I think I'm in the best place in the world, and so that's my opinion. That's how I see it. That's what our program looks like. So we're here to bring football and pride back to Havre, Montana, to the Highline, and we're going to have a level of toughness that we haven't had for a while. So I'm excited to see what that looks like.
Any questions from the media?
Thanks, Rocky.
I'm going to jump in real quick, and we do have a question. Daniel Shepard, go ahead.
Hey, sorry I was late. I was writing something down there. Coach, you talked about the maturity of your team, seeing it take a step forward. Is there something you've seen kind of tangible to kind of make you believe that?
You guys hear that? Yeah. Daniel, can you repeat that, please?
You said your teams took a step kind of forward in maturity. How have you seen that happen from your perspective?
Well, it's freshmen turning to sophomores turning to juniors. It's development, maturity. If you're in the program, you're developing all the time. The guys that are, football's changed, a lot of transfers, a lot of change in personnel these days. So the challenge is not only just, developing your players in your program, it's blending new talent into your program as quickly as possible. And the way teams are changing, I mean, we had to add 50 new guys, and that's not unusual in this conference, but, it adds a different pressure to your team building, to your camaraderie. Are you able to connect? Are you able to become functional? And I think a lot of times with numbers, you become dysfunctional very quickly. You lose the message, you lose the core of what you're trying to do. Our whole mission is improvement. We want to be the best version of ourselves in everything that we do. We're excited to see that we're older, we're stronger, we've added new talent to what we're doing. We're going to be a different look. It's going to take us a little while to get it the way we want to, but it's a better start than we've had since I've been here. Personnel.
And then at quarterback, who do you like at that position right now? And you mentioned, Brooks is
We
kind
have
of
a stable of guys. We're not even close to being able to name that. Same way, we're 5 deep at running back. So we recruited aggressively to those perimeter positions.
Is Mason back at running back for you guys?
He is not.
Okay. And then you talked about kind of Michael Watkins coming on at the end of the year last year. How have you kind of seen him do that, and then maybe take another step forward this offseason?
Mike Watkins is a very passionate player, and sometimes too passionate. And if there's anything, he's got to find that, that every down, that same level of positive energy that he brings. I love the kid. He brings great energy to our team. And, he's not perfect. He's working on his game too, but, he's got a top end that's hard to find right now. And so we'll continue to work on his discipline, his position, and working on his techniques, being able to cover, being able to rush. And I'm just excited that he's not the only one. We got a bunch of guys like Mike now.
And then Braden, I guess I'm curious, how maybe have you seen this program grow since you've got to the team? I think it's your third year coming with the program. Just talk about how the program, you've seen it change since you've been there.
It's actually year 4, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So it's definitely changed a lot. I think a change in staff has helped a little bit, especially with recruiting. And we've had some good transfers. We've had a lot of growing up to do, and I think a lot of us have done that. And so, and I also think we're a tighter team. We're only getting tighter as time goes on. So, yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Daniel.
We have Johnny Walker. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Johnny Walker with MTN Sports. Coach, I'm curious what you make with the new 2-division format, the 5 Montana teams being scattered across those 2 divisions. You got 2 in the West, 3 in the East. Just what do you make of that?
Well, I got to be honest, Johnny. I focus so much on what we're doing here. I don't have time and energy to look out there. We don't look at everybody. We look at what we have here and what we're doing here. And I think it's exciting. We got some different opponents to prepare for. That's always a fun. It's always a challenge, and it can also be interesting how the playoffs will end up playing. It's always a controversy. One conference will say we got 2 teams that are deserving of the automatic bid, and I've just been involved with that many times. Been left out of it about 5 times. So get right to the edge of that. So I know it's like when you grow your conference bigger and you win 8 games, that doesn't guarantee you're going to be in. So it makes it more competitive. But so the 2-division thing really, it opens it up for other teams, but it'll bring controversy just like it always does. So that's what Dr. Crawford's there for, right?
Any other questions? Well, Coach, I appreciate you. Thank you for joining us, players. I wish you the best of luck this season in the Frontier Conference.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.